Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're all doing well, guys. I welcome you all to another deadline stream, and this time a very important stream looking at the double game week, and it's gonna be a pretty intense one. I know. One of the reasons for that I feel is because I haven't made my transfers as of now. And I think there's going to be a lot of questions related to players like Darwin Núñez, Joao Cancelo. So not wasting too much time, guys, and as I just need to update you, I'm going to make my transfers with around 15 minutes to go or 20 minutes to go. So please stick around until that time if you're here just to look at the team. Other than that, obviously, let's get started, guys. And while we're talking about the subject, Elmenon needs to go into the team. Right, guys, so there's lots of questions and we can straight away start answering them. And before that, wish you, anybody who's celebrating, wish you all a happy Lodi. I'm right now just back from a family function about 5 minutes back and just jumped straight onto the mic. Just had to get this out of the way. Right, so I have to start with the update about Núñez, which has been given by Jurgen Klopp. I've posted it above as well. He says if he cannot train today, then yes, that would rule him out. So we are waiting for more information. It is not a major one, but it has still kept him out of training. So guys, keep in mind, anybody who wants to keep Núñez or anybody who has Darwin Núñez, he is having an injury or a knock and he hasn't trained, but Klopp is hopeful, like he's waiting for more information. He's hopeful that he can come back. So obviously it's not something that'll keep him out for a long time, but it is also something that that's an issue for Núñez at this moment in time. Hey Abhijit, FPL Jug, Aaron, Ahmed, Todd, Surfrose, Barry, thank you so much guys for joining. I really appreciate you being on the stream today. Hey Lightrays, Aaron. So Aaron says, anyone on triple captain Haaland? Honestly, if you ask me, I personally am not totally against triple captaining Haaland, but I personally, why I wouldn't do it is because everybody's captaining Haaland anyway. So if you triple captain Haaland, so you basically just kind of double captaining him because everybody's captaining him and they will get double points for Haaland anyway. So if you get triple points, so that doesn't give you that big of an advantage in my personal opinion. And triple captain, unlike the bench boost, is not a chip that you kind of want to get out of the way. Triple captain is a chip that you really want to use to your maximum advantage. I think after after wildcard and free hit, I think it's the most important chip. Bench boost is the one which you want to get out of the way. Abhijit, I'm fine. I hope you're doing well as well. Commenter says, now that Delo is out, do you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka will keep that position if he plays well? I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka, at least for the short term, I think he will keep that position. So if you're looking at Gameweek 20, Gameweek 21, I think you definitely can go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Thank you, Barry. And CAV says, hi Wiz, would you do Solanke to Mbeumo or save the transfer? I think Solanke to Mbeumo definitely looks good. I think if you have money for Ivan Toney, I think I would think about Ivan Toney as well, because Thomas Frank has given the update that Ivan Toney is going to be alright. So you can go with Ivan Toney if you have the money. If you don't have the money, you can go with Mbeumo as well. Max says, hi, Mahrez in for Salah and Mitoma in for Mount. To be honest with you, Mac, it is not the type of transfer that I would do. Mahrez is not the kind of player which I like to bring in my team. I mostly like to bring in those players who are nailed on to play and, not kind of dilly-dallying or, these kind of players which you don't know are going to play or not going to play. Mahrez, is playing really good football. He scored a great free kick against Chelsea in the FA Cup as well. I know all that, and it's still just the kind of FPL player I am. I refrain to kind of go for players like Mahrez. But if you want to go for him, definitely can do that. But if I was you, I would possibly think about KDB for Salah. That's what I would personally do. Mitoma is fine. On top, Kane in for Darwin definitely makes sense. So the transfers, obviously, if you're bringing in Mahrez for Salah, I know you want to make money for Kane because you want to bring in Kane in place of Darwin. But I'd say if you have somebody like Joao Cancelo, I think you're better off selling him for somebody like Luke Shaw or somebody else to make the money for Kane, not Mahrez for Salah. I'd say you should go for KDB there. I have a feeling the deadline stream is going to have some chaos. I have a feeling too, Light Rays. I haven't had too much time to contemplate on my team. I read a lot about the game week. I heard a lot of streams and stuff, but on my own team, I was making the decision. I haven't had a time to fully contemplate about it, so I'm thinking as we talk about it now. Abhijit says, what are your transfers today, Viz? And do you hear about the Trossard news? I did hear about the Trossard news. He left the training and the manager has publicly kind of reprimanded him. He's saying he's not done, like he hasn't had the best of behavior. But then his agent has issued another statement saying that he was humiliated in front of the teammates. So I think the situation's gone really bad. I don't think Trossard's going to stay at Brighton. I think he has to move on. Now, in my personal opinion, as long as they can solve the situation. My transfers, Abhijit, I think I'm going to take out Darwin Núñez. I am going to take out Reece James, and maybe I'll take one hit because I've got 2 free transfers. I'll take one hit and take out Cancelo as well. So that's the plan at this moment in time. Let's see where we end up by the end of the stream. I already locked in Salah to KDB, so can't afford Tony. You reckon it's worth the transfer? Having 2 next week might be needed. Honestly, I think CAV, if you kind of save your transfer, I think that's fine. I read Ben Krillen's tweet saying that he does not. The chances of a double game week in game week 21 are very less. So that makes me inclined to tell you to kind of get Mbeumo in place of Solanke. That's what I personally feel, because you only save the transfer if we kind of think that yes, there is gonna be a double game week 21, and if Ben Krillen says there's less chance, then I think you can personally not save the transfer and go for Mbeumo. That's just what I feel. Ahmed says De Bruyne for Salah and Tony for Martial. If I was you, I would just do De Bruyne and keep Ivan Toney. If you have Ivan Toney, I would keep Ivan Toney. If you have Martial, I would keep Martial. I would not make that transfer. I would just do De Bruyne. Darwin and Cancelo too. Personally, I'm thinking of Harry Kane and also thinking of Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's got a double game week, and then obviously Harry Kane's got a double game week as well. So that's what I'm currently thinking. But obviously, if I just make these transfers, actually let me just address this really quickly, guys, because otherwise I think you're gonna be a little bit I don't want to leave you hanging kind of. So see here, so if I just take out, let us say if I take out Reece James for Luke Shaw, then I don't have the money. But let us say if I take out Cancelo for Shaw, then I have the money to kind of go from Darwin to Kane. But the problem here then is that I don't have a third good defender, because then I'll have Luke Shaw, Trippier, and then I'll have to play Ben White against Tottenham away, which is not the best kind of thing to do. And I think this is a double game week. I want to make the most of it and get clear my injured players, so that in the upcoming game weeks I can take advantage of that. And now since I have 2 free transfers, it'll be okay for me to take one hit. If I take one hit, I wish I could just do this and I'd be very happy, but since I cannot, so I'll have to move on Cancelo as well. That's kind of the issue where I'm at. I could, like, if I move on Cancelo, I could get somebody like Sven Botman, and I could just keep Darwin Núñez and take out Mitrovic as well, which is an option. But since Darwin Núñez is injured, that's the reason I'm thinking to take out Darwin, because although if he plays, I'll be very, very scared of not owning Darwin Núñez. I mean, the way he plays, the amount of chances he gets, I like to err on the side of caution. I like to have this kind of player in my team rather than not. So I'll have to take off Cancelo. Alright guys, so let me come back here and answer your questions real quick. Just a second here. Alright. So hey FPL Sam, I hope you're doing well, bro. Humayun says, start White or risk Botman with 2 Newcastle defenders. I think you can risk Botman with 2 Newcastle defenders. I mean, they are the best defensive team in the league, and Botman is 4.5 million. If you have Botman, you should definitely go with Botman. If you still haven't brought in Botman, you can think about bringing in somebody like Matt Doherty, who's 4.6 million, and he has a double game week as well. So yeah. I am a little bit doubtful about Cancelo's minutes because Pep has been playing up Ake at left back. He says Ake is really good adapting and playing at left back and this and that. And Cancelo's not been playing that much. And when he did play as well in the game against Southampton, they, in the Carling Cup or the Carabao Cup, they lost. So I'm a little bit concerned. Is there someone who can get me the Leeds lineup? I don't think there's any news forthcoming FPL Sam because I think Team News and Tick said that he doesn't have any news. Cancelo to Botman and Darwin to Kane for a -4. Also taking a punt on captaining Rashford. Domi, I like those transfers. About the captaincy, that is totally your personal decision. I don't think Rashford is a bad captain, but you're playing against the effective ownership, like really playing against the effective ownership, because people are not only captaining Haaland, people are like going for triple captain on Haaland. So if you're okay with that, then I'm fine with the transfers. Are absolutely okay. Lighter says, do you think there's a good chance of Manchester United double in 22? I think so, yes, Lighter is. I think in 22 there is a better chance. I think when we were talking about Gameweek 21, earlier there were like rumors that there might be a double Gameweek 21 as well, right? But now Ben Crillon has kind of dispelled that thought and he says that there is now a very less likely chance that there's going to be a double Gameweek in 21. So based on that, I'd say it's better to roll a transfer next week than to roll a transfer this week. I think that'll make more sense to have two transfers ahead of Game Week 22. That'll make more sense to me at least. SH says, hi Wiz, how are you? What is your plan this week? Hey SH, I'm fine. I hope you're doing well. And my plan is Darwin Nunez to Kane. And to fund that, I'm going to have to kind of take out Reece James and Cancelo as well. So I've got 2 free transfers. So that'll be one hit for me, a -4 for me. Or else I can simply take out Cancelo for Luke Shaw and play Ben White as well. That is also an option, but which I don't think I'll end up taking because in the end I'll have to move on Reece James, so why not move him on this week. However, is Darwin to Tony. If you can do it, Subhajit, I think that's not a bad transfer at all. I think Brentford have got some really decent fixtures coming up. Bipin says Salah, Mount and Darwin to De Bruyne, Kane and Odegaard for a -4. I like those transfer moves a lot, Bipin. I think they make a lot of sense to me, bro. Definitely make a lot of sense to me. Yep. So CAV is talking about the Leeds and Villa team. Yeah, Darwin to Tony is fine. I have to take a -8 for Darwin to Kane. So Vajit, I think and the number of points which Kane is going to score, -8 would, I think, should be equal to the points which Tony is going to score. So I don't think there's a lot to miss out here. Unless you're having a major FOMO of not having Kane, I think Tony is a perfectly good replacement, my friend. He's playing against Bournemouth at home. I mean, honestly, I really like that transfer to Tony, And Tony actually does well against the teams at the bottom of the league. He's a bit of a flat track bully, and that makes a lot of sense to me, honestly. Hey Geeta, I hope you're doing well. Pinnock or Doherty for a -4. Do not have a third defender. I would go with Doherty, my friend. I have a predicted lineup for Villa. If you want, I'll read it out to you guys. Just give me a second here. Just give me a second. I need to look at my notes. Sorry guys, just a second. All right. So the predicted lineup for Aston Villa in my notes is Watkins. And I think in the defense, if you want to know about a specific player, let me know. I think Watkins is going to start. Bailey is going to start. Buendia, Luis Diaz, Ramsey. In defense, I think because Matty Cash, I think, is still injured. He was taken off early in the FA Cup, so he's still injured. So maybe Ashley Young is going to start at right back. Dean, Tyrone Mings, Konza, and obviously Martinez is now back, so he's going to be in goal. So if you want to know anything specific, let me know and I'll give you the answer, my friend. Your views on Foden? If you have him, keep him. If you don't have him, don't bring him in. That's just my my opinion about Phil Foden. Marco says, do you think -8 is worth it for Darwin to Kane, Salah to De Bruyne, and Cancelo to Ake? I think it is worth it, Marco. Looks that way to me. Alex Mitchell says Salah to De Bruyne for a -4. I'd say yes, Alex. Cancelo and Darwin being a doubt really kills all our plans and flexibility. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Geeta says, thanks for the feedback. Sorry, started late. I'm planning to triple captain Haaland. Your thought? No problem, Geeta. Personally, I feel if you triple captain Haaland, Saka is going to be fine, Surfroze. Cancelo or Doherty, whom do you see? Geeta, the thing is, if you want to triple captain Haaland, triple captain him knowing that most people are going to captain him anyway. So the only advantage you get is you get like triple the points while the rest of the people get double the points. It's not like you're triple captaining a player who is going to give you a lot of advantage. You know, triple captaining a player who majority of the people are going to captain doesn't propel you that much high in the league. And triple captain, I think, can be used in the coming game weeks as well. There's going to be lots of double game weeks this season, right? I hope that answers the question, bro. Surfer says, any news on Saka? Saka's going to be fine. Birod says, Cancelo or Doherty, whom do you suggest? Cancelo, I am a little bit doubtful about the minutes about Joao Cancelo, my friend. That is the issue. Actually, what we can do is, let's go to Emma at Jump to Wave on Twitter, and let's really quickly this time look at the predictions. Sorry guys, I should have opened the page beforehand. Just not organized too much today because as I already told you, I was busy. Right, so according to them, they expect Ake to start, Akanji, Walker, Lewis, Rodri, Bernardo. So you see, according to the predictions, you know, they're not sure about that is gonna start Cancelo. Here's the predictions. I think this is gonna be. So as you can see, according to the fans, where is Cancelo? 5% of the fans think that Cancelo is going to start, guys. So, but remember, Manchester City have a double game week, so it's not that if Manchester, like Cancelo doesn't start for City against Manchester United, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have a chance to start against Tottenham's, you know. So there are two games. I'm just talking about the predictions against Manchester United. So people, 5% of the fans, and these are the real fans of Manchester City who actually vote for Emma every week. They think 5% of the fan thinks Cancelo. That means just one fan out of all the people who voted thinks that Cancelo is going to start. Everybody else, Laporte, Walker, they're still confused between Laporte and Walker, but most of them think where's John Stones? Obviously 0% thinks Stones is going to be going to start because he got injured. Ake 100%. So Ake is 100%. Where's Akanji? Akanji is 93%. Lewis, guys, Lewis, this new kid on the block, who Pep is praising a lot, who's starting. Rico Lewis, I think his name is. So many. He's getting so much game time for City, and Pep is praising him so much. So Rico Lewis is predicted to start. 95%, guys. How much does he cost? I don't think he costs a lot. Rico Lewis. You know, I mean, if somebody has a few transfers to spare, he's 3.9 million. No, come on, really? No. Yeah, he's 3.9 million. Come on, that's insane, guys. I mean, obviously nobody of us is going to take a punt on Rico Lewis, but he is 3.9 million. You know, if you can't afford a kind of Manchester City defender. Yeah. So these are the predictions. Let me come back to my screen and let me answer your rest of the questions. Didn't Salah get 82 points or something on triple captain? He did. Kevin De Bruyne got 90 something. That's not the point, CAV. Point is, see guys, I'm not saying you should not triple captain him. I'm saying that, like, if you get, let us say you get 60 points on a triple captain, the rest of the people are going to get 40. I'm just telling you this. The advantage which you get is 20 points. So if you think 20 points is a big advantage, then definitely go for it. But if you want to take a bigger punt in a upcoming double game week, then you can think about that as well. You have to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to discourage you from triple captaining Haaland. If I'm captaining him, that means I think he is the best captaincy option this week. You have to understand that. Triple captain is by far the weakest ship. Alex, it can be the strongest, it can be the weakest. You know, like, it depends on who you play that chip on and how many points does he get. and what is the effective ownership of the player on which you play this chip. Triple captain chip played at the right time can give you a lot of advantage. I can tell you, it's from my personal experience. When I got top 1k, I can tell you I played my triple captain chip absolutely really good, because I think I got 57 points or something that season from triple captain. It might be one of the weaker chips, obviously not as powerful as free hit or wildcard, but it's not the weakest. Bench boost is the weakest, or at least I think so. Want to sell Mount? You think Odegaard, Almiron or Antony is the better option? I think go for Almiron. Newcastle's fixtures are good. Almiron doesn't cost too much. You can go for Odegaard as well, but you should go for Odegaard knowing that Odegaard's fixtures are not the easiest. Tottenham, Manchester United, and then Manchester City. So in the next 5, they've got like some tough opponents. Arsenal. After that, that's fine. So you have to know that. Sorry guys, I just need to catch my breath. FPL Jack says, I'm getting Shaw, KDB and Kane for Cancelo, Salah and Havertz for -8. Viable. I think that's viable, my friend. I don't see what's wrong with that transfers. -8 obviously feels a little bit much, but I think there's nothing else which you can do to get the players which you want. So in my opinion, it's viable. Yes, definitely viable. Reece, Trossard and Nunez. Okay. Reece, Trossard and Nunez out for Botman, Odegaard and Kane. I'd get Shaw, but I've already got triple Manchester United. That looks great to me, Barry. Looks absolutely good. Mitoma versus Gross, thoughts on Brighton. I mean, the thing is, at this moment in time, Brighton's fixtures are alright. Brighton's fixtures, I have nothing against Brighton's fixtures. I'm just saying that, you have to kind of consider, do you really want to get a Brighton defender at this moment in time? Because they've got, for example, let's say they've got Liverpool this game week, then they've got Leicester away, then they've got Bournemouth at home, then they've got Crystal Palace away. So, I mean, then they've got Fulham home. So basically, I feel that from the next 6, 2 fixtures are good. Maybe 2 or 3. So, and without a double game week, I'd say you should think about somebody else. Somebody like Almiron, which you almost most of the people might already own. You can think about Rashford if you don't own him. So think about why you want to get a Brighton player. That's the whole thing, my friend. I saw many triple captain Haaland. I'm not going to triple captain Haaland. No chance. Doherty or non-Manchester United defender in for extra hit over playing Bueno. If you want to go for Doherty, I think Doherty is fine. If you don't want to go for Doherty, you can think about going for somebody like Sven Botman. I think Botman, doubling up on the Newcastle defense, the best defense in the league. I think that's not a bad idea at all. If you don't want to go for that, then other than that, I don't really kind of recommend you going. I mean, some people are thinking of going for a Brentford defender or such, or Aston Villa defender. I personally don't recommend to go there, or I don't want to go there. So I'd say you stick with that. Either you go for Doherty, or you can. I mean, playing Bueno is not an issue. I mean, this week, don't kind of make transfers just for the sake of it. Just make transfers if they can give you some upside, If you think playing Bueno is fine, just play Bueno. That's not the issue. Otherwise, I think Doherty is fine. He's at least got a double game week, So he can compensate the hit. And he says 2 free transfers, Nico Williams to Shaw, Cucurella. I wouldn't go for Cucurella, my friend. Cucurella's Chelsea is absolutely not playing that well. They lost to Fulham yesterday and not playing well at all. Roll the transfer or do Nunez to Tony or Martial. Nico Williams to Shaw is fine. I'd do Nico Williams to Shaw. Roll the next transfer. I think Nunez to Tony. Tony makes sense to me, my friend. Your views on Havertz against Palace, shall I keep him? Jugs, you can keep him if you want to. If you can make the other 2 transfers and you're happy with him, you can keep him against Palace. I don't see like... basically, the upside with Kane is more. Definitely more upside. But that is totally a personal decision, you know. If I was you, I would possibly think about going with Kane. -4 should not deter you in a double game week. I think Kane can cover the -4 this week. That's what I feel. Starting Kepa, or what was your transfer this week? I'm starting Kepa. 100% going to start Kepa. No doubts there. I got in Shaw last week only to keep him on the bench. Thoughts on him moving forward and this game week? Keep Shaw, my friend. No issues. And I think he's got a double game week and he might have another double game week coming up soon. So I think Shaw's pretty good option to have. Most of the active players are going for Luke Shaw, so it's definitely good. Jose says, should I do Mount to Mahrez? Himanshu, if you have any other specific questions, just let me know, my friend. On Shaw, I'd say you keep him and put him in the team. No doubts there. Mahrez, Mount to Mahrez, and should I start Ward or Ramsdale this week? Honestly, my friend Josie, I always am of the opinion that, you know, you should start your best keeper. You know, in this case, you can make an exception if you want to start Ward. It's not a very big decision. I don't think this is going to give you a very big swing. But yes, you can go with Ward. You know, although Leicester have not been playing the best football, but yes, you can, I mean, take a chance and go with Ward. Because the ceiling of a goalkeeper is not that high. On Mount to Mahrez, it's your personal decision because, you know, the players which you bring in depends on your temperament. I am not the kind of FPL manager who would possibly go for somebody like Mahrez, you know. But if you feel like Mahrez is a good option, I think he's going to start. I can tell you that much. You know, from the predictions of the Manchester City fans, let me tell you how many percent think. 100% of the fans think Mahrez is going to start against Manchester United. So if that's what you want to know, I think you can definitely go for him, bro. Abu Talib says best defender to buy. Best defender. It's not about the best defender, my friend. I mean, you can think about Matt Doherty, you can think about Luke Shaw, you can think about let's say a Manchester City defender. Definitely you can think about Nathan Ake as well. Somebody like Nathan Ake. Lighter says, Viz, should we be careful of a blank game week 25 with Newcastle already looking like blanking? Game week 25 is going to be a smaller blank game week as compared to game week 28, which is going to be a bigger blank game week. But yes, I mean, definitely we should start planning. But I think game week 20 is a little bit too premature to start planning for that. You know, obviously you don't want to bring in those players right now, but you know, it's about planning your transfers ahead of game week 25 and how you set up for game week 25. That is more important, you know. So yes, definitely you can think about not bringing in the teams or players which you feel are going to blank. You know, for example, Brentford and Manchester United, you know, so everybody's having like 2 United players anyway because of the double game week, you know. Zara says, hey, visits Cancelo a definite sell? Zara, honestly, I find it hard to sell Cancelo from my team, but the problem is he's not been starting, and a 7.2 million player sitting on the bench every game week, and that too a defender, it's just hard to take. And secondly, you know, when you look at the predictions, when we look at the fans' predictions, you see the fans seem to think like, if you see here, like 5% of the fans seem to think that Cancelo is going to start against Manchester United. So, you know, it's kind of touch and go for me with Cancelo, but I think in the end I'm going to end up selling him. That's the whole issue. Josie says, thank you. You're always welcome, my friend. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Josie. Achatan says, Cancelo transfer out necessary. Planning Cancelo to Akanji and Darwin to Kane. Also planning for Mount to Mahrez. All those moves look good to me, my friend. If you want to kind of prioritize, I'd say Cancelo and Kane look good to me. You can keep Mount if you want to. Mahrez obviously is a you know, right now is a player on form. I'm personally not going with Mahrez. Not the type of person who brings in Mahrez. I like more KDB style players, but yeah, I see where you're coming from, bro. Took out Darwin for Tony. I got one more free transfer. Is a United player worthy defender? If you don't have Shaw, they definitely can look for Shaw Dexter. But if you already have Shaw and you're thinking about doubling up on their defense, I don't think that's a wise idea, because Manchester United might blank in 25 as well. So I mean, it's all like permutations and combinations at this moment in time, but I don't think that there's another defender which you want to get from Manchester United. If, let us say, Diego Dalot was fit, you could have thought about him, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't offer that much attacking wise, and neither does Malacia or Varane, or like Maguire, or all these guys. So in my personal opinion, I like Luke Shaw and Diego Dalot. Because Dalot's not fit, I'd say Luke Shaw's the only one. So yeah, guys, let me just go to my transfer page and start kind of tinkering with my team a little bit here, because I need to make my transfers as well. Previously, it was clear for me. Like, I could have taken out Mitrovic for Kane as well, but now with Klopp's comments, I feel that I might have to go the Darwin way and take out Darwin Nunez. That's what at least I feel that I need to do. I would, guys, see if I had the option to keep Cancelo, I would possibly keep Cancelo. But if I want to get Kane in place of hang on, where's my transfer page? So basically, if I want to get in Kane, right, I have to take and I want to get somebody like Luke Shaw, right? If not, then I have to get a 4.3 million defender, which doesn't make sense to me. And if I take out Cancelo for Luke Shaw, then the problem is I have to play Ben White against Tottenham, which is obviously like not the end of the world. And I'll save a -4 hit as well. But then I have like these two players which I'm going to have to replace next week anyway. And what better than to replace them in a double game week at least, So that's the plan, or that's what at least I'm thinking at this moment in time. Guys, by the way, all of you who are listening to the stream, please don't leave your transfers late. Today is a double game week deadline stream. You know what happens to the FPL servers. They run on hamsters. They're going to crash. I don't want any of you to miss your transfer. So please, while listening to the stream, I just want you guys to make your transfers, guys. Just whenever you make your decision, at least set a bust team, set your captains, so that you don't miss the deadline, guys. This is the thing. We got news that Donny van de Beek is going to be out for the season. I hope he gets well soon, guys, but not relevant from FPL point of view. By the way, one team which everybody's ignoring that has a double game week is Crystal Palace as well. They have a double game week as well, so if you want to look at somebody like Zaha as well, you can. Right, so Matthew says thoughts on Cancelo and Darwin to Kane and Botman. I like those transfers a lot, Matthew. No problems there. Start White or Botman with Trippier. I would start Botman, Himayu. Michael says, hey Wiz, my squad is Ward, Kepa, Trippier, Shaw, James, Bueno, Cancelo, Salah, Martinelli, Andreas, Rashford, Almiron, Havertz, Mitrovic, Haaland. I have 2 free transfers, 0.9 in the bank. I'd say you have James. So I'd say you have to kind of I'd say Salah to KDB should be 1 transfer, definitely. I think you need to make 3 transfers, my friend, but you can get away with 2 as well. You can go with Salah to KDB and Mitrovic to Tony, Ivan Tony, or you can do or you can do Cancelo out for either a City defender like somebody like Nathan Ake or Laporte, else you can take out Cancelo for somebody like Sven Botman and bring in Kane in place of Mitrovic or Havertz. I'd say Havertz in place of Havertz. You can do that as well. So yeah, I'd say your first priority should be Salah to KDB, my friend. Alazar says, hi Wes, would you do Mitrovic to Tony or a -4? Probably, my friend. This is a difficult question, Alazar. I would possibly, but Mitrovic is the kind of player which you would like to keep for a long time in your team. Obviously, he doesn't have the best fixture this game week, so I think Antony's got the next 3 or 4 good fixtures, so I would possibly can think about doing this. But remember, Tony's having a single game week, but against Bournemouth. Hey Giovan, I hope you're doing well. Giovan, I think I'm gonna have to make 3 transfers. Like either I have to make 2 transfers or 3. It depends on what I want to do. If I do Cancelo to Shaw, like I've got Joao Cancelo here and I've got Darwin Nunez here. So if I take out Cancelo, like with a heavy heart, I'm having to do this. So if I take out Shaw, then I can bring in Kane, and these will be my 2 free transfers. But the problem is that I have Reece James and Patterson on which I don't want. I have to get rid of them because next week my transfers are going to go on Patterson or Reece James. So currently thinking whether to replace Reece James as well, or I can simply keep Reece James and I can upgrade Patterson to somebody like Sven Botman and play Botman and Trippier. So yeah, there's currently I'm thinking at the back of my mind. I'm just making up my mind about the transfers right now. Your inputs would be appreciated as well, my friend. Hey Rohit, I'm doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well as well. Michael, you're welcome, bro. FL Jack says it's done with Shaw, KDB, Kane, Cancelo, Salah have it for -8. Looks good to me, Jugs. Looks good to me. I hope you do well, my friend. I really hope you finish this season in the top 10k. You're doing really well. Himayu says James to Shaw for a -8. Have Botman, Trippier, Castagna as the defense. If you got Botman, Trippier, Castagna, I'd say roll the transfer. Don't take a -8, my friend. I mean, if you want to take a -8, fine, but I don't think it's needed. Yes, if you want to replace James, this is a double game week, and if you're going to play Shaw, then it's fine. If you're just going to bench him, then there's no point in doing that. Because you've got Botman, Trippier and Castagna, all 3 have got good fixtures. Rohit says, hey Viz, Cancelo is not playing these 2 games. I don't think he's going to play one of these games. I'm not sure about the second one against Tottenham. It depends on the outcome of the game against United. So it's hard for me to kind of call whether Cancelo is going to play the second game or not, but I'm sure that he's not going to play the first one. Botman was the cheapest Newcastle defender, but that changed yesterday. Why no one is talking about Burn, who's now at the same price? Well, that's true, Giovan. I think Burn and Botman, they're both kind of the same. You can go for Burn as well. I think they offer not too much attacking wise. Yes, you can go for Dan Burn as well. They're both 4.5 at this moment in time, right? If I'm not mistaken. Dan Burn and Botman. You can definitely go with Dan Burn as well. It's just it's the same. 0 attacking returns for Dan Burn and 0 attacking returns for Botman. So I don't think in the end it makes a difference. They both got 0. He's got 1 assist actually, but it was didn't make too much difference in the end. But they're both non-attacking. Essentially, they just go forward at set pieces. But definitely, if you want, you can go with Dan Burn as well. There's no I don't have any bias against anyone, my friend. Schär or Botman. If you have the money, then definitely go for Fabian Schär. No doubts there. Is Rashford a must-buy if I don't have him? I think so. I think Rashford is on form. Maybe currently on penalties for United having a double game week. Why not? Eddie Nketiah or Ivan Toney. If I had the option, I would go for Ivan Toney, my friend. Ivan Toney's got a great fixture list coming up, and if he's fit, he's going to score. Todd, I like your transfers. Just don't like the fact that you transferred out Robertson. This is a really good option, but yeah, I see where you're coming from, bro. Any transfers done, Ahmed? No, not yet. Soon, my friend. The problem is just with a heavy heart, I'm gonna have to. The thing is, if I don't transfer out Cancelo, I'm gonna have to go for a 4.3 million defender, which I don't like. I don't like any 4.3 million defender. I've been looking around, I've been searching, can't get myself to go for a 4.3 million defender. By the way, guys, if anybody wants to take a punt, I would like to tell you, this Lewis guy from Manchester City is 3.9 million, and he's primed to start at least 1 game this week. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to take a punt, so you can kind of take a punt here on Rico Lewis. Pep has been talking him up a lot, guys, and You know, he might play a few games. Just saying, you know. Didn't want to sell Robo but needed the funds for KDB. Todd, I totally understand, bro. I think these are the right moves to make, and I totally agree with that, bro. I think the moves that you made were right. I think this week having KDB is important. Sorry guys, just thinking about my own team at the back of my mind as well. Is it time to get rid of Salah? It's not about getting rid of Salah. Even if you can afford Salah and KDB together, nothing like it, bro. But I don't think that's how it works. You know, that's the reason most people are selling Salah is not because they want to. Guys, Wolves are set to sign Paulo Sarabia on a permanent deal from PSG. So Sarabia is going to be joining Wolves. Going to be an exciting option for. Going to be an exciting option for sure. I'm just thinking if how can I keep KDB is what I'm thinking at the back of my mind. I don't see any way to keep him, and that's why I'm a little bit distressed because it's hard to sell Cancelo, guys. For me, it's hard to sell Cancelo. It's just tough, but I'm going to have to do it. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do it. I have to do it. Sorry, just a second, guys. So if let's say if I end up keeping James and bring in Shaw here, the problem is I'm gonna have to play White. That's the only problem. Other than that, it's not an issue for me. What that gives me is I don't have to take a hit. You know. Sarabia to Wolves is big. I think, yep, Sarabia is a good player, definitely. ये Chelsea को क्या हो गया अपने सब पता नहीं भाई. Chelsea जाने हमें हमारे लिए तो अच्छा ही है. I just want Arsenal to do well this season. Mitrovic to Callum Wilson for a -4 weight this week. Mitrovic to Callum Wilson for a -4. Todd, I think you can wait. I mean, Wilson's got great fixtures, but I think you've already taken a hit or a two, you know. So I think this move you can personally wait on this move, Todd. That's what I feel. It's very hard to sell a player with a double game week. I know. That's why I'm finding it very, very hard to sell Cancelo. But I'm going to have to do it, is the problem. Tyrone Mings is that I don't want to go for Tyrone Mings, my friend. Don't want to do it. I know his Aston Villa's got some decent fixtures. He's not my type of player. Best Brighton midfielder. Mitoma, I think you can go for him. At least he's exciting scoring goals. That's what I feel. Start Zaha over Saka or Martial. My friend, this is such a difficult question because Martial even was not fit, was not training, but they say he's going to be okay. Man, I'd start him over Saka then. If you have to start him over Saka then. It's very difficult questions you're asking me today. Alright guys, let's quickly go through then app is not loading. Sake. Guys, I'm sorry for the swearing, guys. I need to make my transfers real quick. At least it's hard to sell Cancelo, guys. Honestly feels so hard, but I need to make these transfers. Guys, can you see this? I hope. Cancelo out, Shaw, Darwin Kane. I hope Cancelo spares me. Oh, my transfers went through, guys. Thank goodness. I'm just scared. I was just scared and I'd made the transfers. See, sometimes fear can make you do things which you don't really want to do. And now this is what my team looks like. Right. So now this is the question, right? I've got Reece James, I've got Patterson on the bench. Now I'm going to have to play White. Either I have to make one more transfer. At least let me set my team. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in Reece James here, right? And I'm gonna put in. So if I make a transfer, I hope the player which I bring in place of Reece James goes straight in my straight in my team. Right. So I've made 2 transfers, guys. I hope you saw. I took out Cancelo, I took out Darwin, and I brought in Kane, and I brought in Shaw. I made the moves. GW20 just pushed me right there, you know, because GW20 said app is not loading. I just panicked and I pushed my transfer button. So yeah, finally, guys, with a heavy heart, Cancelo's gone. I really didn't want to sell him, guys, but I have to. The -8 hit is the first hit of the season. Don't worry about it, Jugs. This is a double game week. It's gonna pay off. Mahrez and Kane, or De Bruyne and Tony for Salah. Mahrez and Kane for me. Sorry, but the app is lagging. No worries, GW20. Don't worry about it, bro. I had to do it, and it's all thanks to you that I was able to. Now the question is, guys, whether to like play Ben White or whether to bring in somebody like Botman to play. The problem is if I bring in Botman, right, he's going to blank in 25, and then I'll have 3 Newcastle players to kind of contend with. Best forward option except Haaland and Kane. No budget. Ivan Toney is one, my friend. Mbumo can be another one. Martial is another one. Eddie Nketiah is another one. These are the ones which you can go for, my friend. If you don't have any money, then go for Greenwood from Leeds. At least he's getting some game time. You know, he's the cheapest forward. Anyone capping Rashford? If anybody wants to go for Rashford captain, that's totally fine. I personally am not playing against the effective ownership. Darwin and Cancelo to Kane and Botman, or Darwin to Tony for free. I like the first one more, cannon fodder. I'm playing White, says FPL Jug. Yeah, I get it, Jugs. The thing is, I've not taken any hit. I still have, like, you know, I just used my 2 free transfers. The thing is, if I make a transfer now, you know, I can cover a player for a double game week. Or cover a hit for a double game week. That's the thing, you know. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I play like this. You know, if I keep my team like this, it won't be the end of the world. You know, I still like my team. The only problem is I'm having Ben White coming in place of Reece James. You know, that's the only thing. I'm planning to start Greenwood. Someone stop me, please. I think it's because of the recency bias, isn't it? Because Aston Villa played today, so you might want to have one player playing today, my friend. The thing is, guys, if I take out Reece James, let's say I take out Reece James, right? The players which I kind of thinking of getting in place of him, either you go for a Manchester City defender, then it makes absolute sense, you know. Then you can justify it, you know. But the problem is Manchester City doesn't have easy fixtures coming up. So if you get a Manchester City defender, although they have a double game week, but look at the fixtures: United away, Tottenham home, Tottenham away, Arsenal away. These are not easy fixtures, you know. And the Manchester City player which you're going to get will not have any attacking threat, you know, like Nathan Ake, Akanji, and all these guys. They barely have any attacking threat at all, you know. That's the issue, guys. Either you take a punt with somebody like Lewis, 3.9 million, you take out Patterson and you bring in Lewis. That's what can be done. Jack says I have 7 including Martial. That's great, my friend. I don't have that many. I've got like what, 3, 4? Yeah, I've got 4, 5 including Kane. Yeah, that's the fact. I mean, I could go with Doherty as well. I mean, that's another option. Going with Doherty, you know. The problem is the same, you know. The fixtures are not good for Doherty either. I mean, I bring in Doherty for these fixtures. Just doesn't make sense to me personally. Just got in Shaw, Kane, and Botman. Yeah, Botman is another option. But then if you double up on Newcastle defenders or triple up on Newcastle players, then if they blank in 25, you've got 3 transfers waiting to happen, or then you at least have to take out 1 or 2 of your other players if you want to bench all 3 of your Newcastle players. So you have to keep a balance, is what I'm thinking here. At the back of my mind, I'm thinking. So what can be done here? How much money do I have in the bank, by the way? Didn't even have a look. 0.6 in the bank. Not too much. Not that much money that I would go and do something crazy. Although I'm really have a big FOMO of Ivan Toney, not gonna go there and think, hi Wiz, are you keeping James? Lee, I'm thinking about transferring him out. That's the last minute decision. I've made my 2 transfers. I've taken out Cancelo and Darwin for Kane and Shaw. So I'm thinking whether I should take a hit and take out James or not. The problem is, don't like any of the options which I had thought about, like Doherty and Manchester City defense. I don't like any of them, honestly. Botman is the only one. Burn, not triple captaining. I'm not triple captaining Haaland, no. I'm just captaining him. No triple captain for me this week. So yeah, this is where I'm at this moment in time. If I do any crazy transfer right at the end, I don't know. But at least this is where I'm at right now, guys. I so wish I had a City defender, but I don't, guys. Ben White has to be Ben White then. Alright guys, I made up my mind. I'm not transferring out Reece James, then let's keep Ben White. Let's go with Ben White. If magically Reece James plays, then he does. Otherwise, let's go with Ben White. Let me save this hit for another game week when I more need it. This is what I'm thinking, right, guys? So, if you, it is what it is right now. So it wasn't trumpets or tenor, guys. It was more relaxed this time around, right? Let me just set my team, by the way, if it is not already set. Captain is on Haaland. Vice captain, I generally don't like to put the vice captain on the same team, so I'm going to put vice captain on Rashford, right? Ben White is going to come in place of Reece James. The rest of the team is the same. I have a temptation to play Ward over Arrizabalaga, but I'm not going to give in to the temptation. I'm going to play Kepa. So yeah, so this is my team, guys. Fixed 5 minutes before the deadline, guys. No trumpets, no drama. Simple as that. If you ask me whose FOMO I have a FOMO of Ivan Toney. I really think he's gonna score big against Bournemouth. He always puts these teams to the sword. The bottom teams to the sword. Ivan Toney always does these things, So that is the reason I am having a FOMO. I remember his hat-trick against Norwich. Was it Norwich last season, right? I don't remember exactly. He scored a hat-trick against the team which was going to get relegated. I don't even remember the team now. Yes, no trumpets, no drama, says Sully. Yes, my friend. Himayo says Nunez to Toney for a -8. Have Martinelli on the bench to come if Nunez doesn't play. No need. Then you don't need to take a -8, my friend. It's okay. Let Martinelli play. If Nunez doesn't play, then let Martinelli play. I don't think you need to take a -8. I think -8 is too much, my friend. We should not take hits just for the sake of it. Because everybody is taking hits, we should take hits. I don't see that. I mean, what I can do is, in fact, like if I want to take a hit, I should take out Mitrovic for Ivan Toney. That makes absolute sense to me personally. Because Newcastle is such a good defense. I don't think Mitrovic is going to score against them personally. So if anybody has to take a hit, it should be me taking out Mitrovic for Ivan Toney. That's the kind of a punt or a risk which we can take. I might be talking myself into it, guys. Maybe, but the problem is thinking too far ahead. Gameweek 25 is too far ahead. I swapped Martial for Mitrovic. I swapped Martial for Mitrovic as well. Tony and Kane were the picks in hindsight. Zara, I have not benched him. It's gonna come in for Reece James anyway. It's just playing with the substitutions, nothing else. Tony and Kane were the picks in hindsight. Yeah, absolutely, GW20. I mean, I have a feeling I want to take out Mitrovic for Tony. Start Martial ahead of Martinelli. Yeah, you can do that, Barry. Yes, if you have Martial, then I would play Martial ahead of Martinelli. I think he's going to start both because they don't have any other striker. United. I have a thought that I should kind of take out Mitrovic for Ivan Toney, guys. But what do you suggest? The problem is, you see, I've got 2 injured players here and I'm taking a hit. No, this is not how I play. I'm not going to let myself talk myself into this. Alright, no changes. But if Ivan Toney scores, then say a prayer for me, guys. Because my heart is going to be hurting. But I agree with you, Barry. Start Martial ahead of Martinelli, yes. Martinelli's got a difficult fixture against Spurs. If he gets, he's probably going to get 1 return at max, so no worries there. Tony always listens to the wizard, right? I hope so, Barry. I really hope so. The thing is, I've seen Ivan Toney bang in goals against these weaker teams. That's the reason why I have a FOMO of bringing him in, but I'm not going to give in because, see, logically, if I have to make a transfer, I should take out Reece James or Patterson because I don't have any backup in my defense and I end up making an attacking transfer. That is not how I play the game. Even if my rank is absolutely shit, I have to stick to my principles. One day, I have to be on the good side of the variance. I don't want to give variance a chance to skip me by, so it's better for me to stick with my principles as to how I play the game. Guys, by the way, the deadline is over and I have to tell you, doing today's stream was absolutely a really tough one for me because for all of you people who don't know, in India or especially in North India, we have got a festival. It's called Lodi. So today it was a festival and we basically this festival, guys, it marks the apex of the winters. We say that after the festival, the winters start declining in North India, and this festival is beautiful, in which we light a bonfire and everybody sits around the bonfire and has delicacies and stuff to eat. It was absolutely a beautiful festival, and I was sitting with my friends. I was having a jolly merry time, but since I had to do the deadline stream, I had to rush back and do the stream. Rohit says happy Lodi bhai. Thank you so much, Rohit. I wish you happy Lodi as well, bro. Wilson and Tony in for me. Captain Rashi Fadzali, you're a daredevil, bro. Absolute daredevil. Zara says, wow, surprised that the servers didn't crash. You know why the servers didn't crash? Because there was no early team news. There were no early team news about Haaland, about Mahrez, about Kevin De Bruyne. Don't think that they've changed their hamsters or they bought new hamsters for the FPL server. It's just that the hamsters were not worth that much. That's the only thing that happened, Zara. Johan says, thank you, Wiz. We appreciate your dedication. You're welcome, my friend. I love these deadline streams so much. I would not miss it for anything, guys. This is This is a part of my life, and this is very important to me. What I do here in FPL is very important to me. Himanshu says, "Happy Lori Viz. You should be back with your family and friends now." Thank you so much, Himanshu. It's 12 o'clock now. I think everybody would have gone by now. I mean, it was, you know what happens in India here? When we are sitting together with the families and friends, as soon as when anybody says, "All right, let's go. It's time to get up," then one of the people will say, "Come on, let's have a cup of tea," and then everybody will sit for the last half an hour, and everybody will sip a cup of tea before actually dispersing. So what I actually missed was the last cup of tea. I spent the rest of the time, so it was not like I missed the entire thing, but I did miss that last cup of tea which we have in India before dispersing. Yeah, thank you so much for your kind comments, guys. I really appreciate it. Gasami says, "Hi, I started Martinelli instead of Mitrovic because I'm playing Botman and Trippier. Was that a bad decision?" Gasami, that was a perfect decision. I like that decision because, you know, you do not want to have too many conflicts of interest in your team. For example, in my team, let us see. I've got Kane playing against Ben White. I've got Mitrovic playing against Trippier. You know, so I've got conflicts of interest in my own team, and I don't like these conflicts of interest. So what you did was you like kind of ironed out the conflict of interest, and I think that's a good decision. Mitrovic and Martinelli, I don't think there's going to be big difference of points. If I mean, Arsenal wasn't able to score against Newcastle United and not even create too many chances against United. I don't think Fulham is going to do too much as well. Maybe Mitrovic can get one goal, or at max. It won't cost you too much. That's what I feel. George says, "Took a -4 in the end. I think triple captain Haaland might have been the right call." George, have you gone for the triple captain? That's the question. If you have, then definitely good luck to you. If you haven't, then no worries, my friend. I think in the coming weeks you will have more chances to triple captain. So it's just sometimes you have to go with your instinct. I just, on the stream, I've been telling you just one thing, guys. Like, if you triple captain Haaland now and Haaland scores 60 points as a triple captain for you, and rest of the people are captaining him, he will score 40 points for them as well. So the only advantage you gain is 20 points, which is not less, but over the coming season, you might get a chance to triple captain a player which nobody even owns or nobody even has captained. That'll give you a bigger advantage depending on how other people's captain does. So it's just game of permutations and combinations, guys. And don't worry about it. Once the deadline is over, we can't do anything about it except kind of accept the fact and move on, right? Thank you so much, SH. I wish you happy Lodi as well, bro. Gasemi says, "Thank you, Wiz. I also triple captain Haaland. Somebody talked me into doing it." Again, it was a good decision, my friend. It is not about right and wrong. Nothing in this world is black and white, guys. I used to read philosophy by a philosopher called Goethe. He used to say that all the colors in this world are made from mixing black and white. Like, he says, he's got a book called The Theory of Colors, and in that book, it was a very interesting book I read a while back. He used to say that all the colors are made from black and white. If you mix black and white in different proportions, you get different colors. It was a beautiful theory. In theory, it sounds so beautiful and so philosophical, but obviously it was far away from the truth, right? So nothing in this world is black and white, guys. There's so many shades of gray, and in FPL as well, it's not like you made the right decision or the wrong decision. And there's so many parameters which we don't control. All we control is one transfer, one captaincy, one substitution. That's all we control in this game. So make your decisions, and then no regrets, guys. Once the deadline is over, do not have any regrets. That's all I ask of you. Brexiting is a word used for when you say you're leaving, but not actually leaving. Guests talking at the door for hours before leaving. I mean, in India, we love that, we love doing that. We generally will say, "Come on, let's go, it's time to go," and then we'll keep sitting, we'll keep talking. The warmth of the people here is absolutely wonderful, and this is something to appreciate about our country. These moments we remember forever, guys. They live with us forever, kind of, right? Lightrays says, Wiz, you need to get more people in India into FPL so there's less conflict with the festivals. Lightrays, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. There's like 50 people who actually come to my stream every week, my friend. I need I'm just happy with this small beautiful community and the small beautiful family that I've been able to construct, and I'm just happy spending time. I'm not focusing on growing my channel. I'm not focusing on kind of doing more to grow and stuff. I'm just happy, kind of coming here, spending my time. It's like just like I was spending time with my friends there, it's like spending time with you guys here 1 hour before the deadline. That's the only thing I enjoy. That's the only thing which keeps me going, guys. I don't make anything much from this channel, guys. Financially, it doesn't make sense to keep doing this week in week out, but I just have fun, guys. I put in the effort. The deadline stream might be of 1 hour, but the amount of time it takes me to do the research, to answer all the questions, it amounts to a lot more, guys. And financially, obviously, it makes no sense for me to keep doing this, guys. But it's not just about finances for me. It's just about spending time, because I'm going to be an FPL player whether I do this channel or not. Whether I always play FPL. So we have this beautiful community. People come here, they spend their deadline, they spend 1 hour every week here with me. We talk. It's just like having a beautiful chat, and that's the only thing I enjoy, guys. That's what keeps me going. That's what will always keep me like sticking to this channel. That's all I want to do. Kasemi says, I agree. Good luck, guys. Thank you. And Lightrace says, beautiful answer. Thank you so much, my friend. So guys, I think since I was in a lot of hurry, and I have to go and have some dinner as well, so I hope we can skip the predictions this time around, and we'll get to the predictions from next week. Because this is a double game week, I think it's going to be hard to do the predictions anyway, but I hope for the best. Last week, guys, Arsenal drew against Newcastle. It was with a very heavy heart. Arsenal played well, but they drew against Newcastle, and City won. So the gap was 8. The gap, which was 8 points, is now down to 5. I hope, guys, I really hope this is the season for Arsenal, because if we don't take our chance this time around, just the way we didn't take it when Leicester won the league, I don't know when is the next time we're gonna have such a beautiful chance to win the league. And by the way, guys, Chelsea needs to stop signing all the goddamn players in the world. Chelsea is kind of linked with everybody. Arsenal is like, somebody who just announces his transfers or announces their transfers. We want to sign Mikhailo Mudryk, and then nothing happens. The player wants to join Arsenal. Arsenal wants to sign Mikhailo Mudryk. Shakhtar Donetsk want 100 million euros for the player, and we're at a impasse, guys. Impasse. And Chelsea goes, boom, Benoit Badiashile, come to our club. Boom, Joao Felix, come to our club. Like this signing player after, and now Fabrizio Romano says they've signed Christopher Nkunku for the next season. Chelsea is going absolutely insane. Liverpool goes, boom, Cody Gakpo, come to our club. And there's Cody Gakpo. The way Manchester United and Arsenal do their transfer dealings, guys, it's just absolutely tedious. I really hope we get the transfer done with Mikhailo Mudryk. Anyways, guys, not to ramble too much about the Arsenal transfers and the rest. I really hope you have a great double game week 20. I hope you enjoyed today's deadline stream, guys. It was a short one, but I hope it was a sweet one for you. And as always, I'm going to be back with you in the next deadline stream. Till then, I hope you take care. I hope you have a great double game week. I hope you get loads of points. May the arrows be green. FPL Visit signing out. Take care, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.